Game MVP goes to Robby Lavata'i as, boy, you came off the bench and you had to fill an important role with Xavier Aarons going down. Demetrius Babs goes down as well, and you had to step up. What was that moment like for you?
I want to say it was definitely a scary moment because I look up to X. X is one of my idols, and ever since I came into high school. And then when I've seen Cam, how he played, it was incredible. He's incredible. He's a great player. But it was very unfortunate to see them come out in the final moments of the game. So I felt as one of the older kids on the team, I just needed to step in, take that leader role, and show how Curtis does it.
Yeah, well, and that's an interesting point that you make because I was talking with Coach Kelly about the fact that you guys are a young team, and so with you being a junior, you're actually considered one of the veterans on this team because there are so many young athletes out there. Did you feel like in that moment when you see both of those guys come out that I need to step up, I need to be a leader, and not just be a leader with my words but with my play?
Absolutely, yeah. That's just about how I was thinking it during the game. Just I need to step up. I need to do something that'll show leadership to the younger guys on the team.
Yeah, and you said that Xavier Aarons is one of the leaders on the team. Is there anybody else who is one of those vocal leaders? And then who likes to kind of keep it light and like to joke around a little bit?
You know, I'd say I'm the one who likes to joke around.
Yeah.
Just, I like to play laid back. I don't like to tense up, yell at people, but if it's needed, I'll do it. I'll step up. If X isn't there to lead, do all the disciplinary things, I'll step up and I'll be the disciplinary leader.
Yeah, and you play with a lot of aggression out there, and it's really difficult going up in the post. You're going up against guys like Gavin Lee, Carter Coquet, Goose Frederick, a bunch of guys down there, and it was a pretty physical battle in the paint. What was it like from your perspective?
From my perspective, they weren't as big. Football backstory, I'm one of the linemen. I'm usually just a tough guy, I like to be big. I like to get physical, Not many people out here in the SPSL can be as physical as me.
And what's that like, taking those lessons that you learned from being on the offensive line and you playing in the SPSL? I mean, there's a state champion in this league that is in football. You're on that offensive line going up against future state champions. What lessons have you learned from the football field that helps out on the basketball floor, especially in the post?
Just staying low, keeping a sturdy base. On the line, you got to have a sturdy base or else you'll get boomstick. So on the court, it's the same thing except laid back. You don't want to technical foul nobody,
Yeah. You want to play within the rule book, but still, they're pretty often going to let you guys play it out, especially at this level. But you guys were able to get a big lead, and then you see it shrink, and it gets down to just 3 points. What was the message Coach Kelly was trying to tell you guys so you were able to get that victory?
It's always been one of his messages to put somebody away before we start, calming down, not doing as much. But obviously we still need to work on that. But once we get that in check, we'll be the most dominating team.
And it's got to be nice because you guys are coming off of a 3-point loss to Rogers, who's playing some really good ball to begin the season. Yep. But now you're on the opposite side. You're able to close out that win. How much does that boost up the locker room in the sense that, okay, we now know that we can close these games out, and we're able to do it, and it gives you that belief?
It's a great show. We'll definitely lock into the game, and we'll pinpoint what we did great, and we'll just hone in on that, and then we'll bring it into next game.
And next game you're going to be taking on Olympia. That'll be on Saturday, and then we'll be here for the Curtis Winter Classic next week. Obviously, Olympia, one of the favorites in the league. They're out of the SPSL South, probably one of the favorites to not just win the South, but the whole league. How quick are you guys going to be able to turn around, because it's just in 2 days, so I'm assuming tomorrow is going to be already going right back to work? Do you do that in the morning, in the evening? What's kind of the next 48 hours look like?
Well, of course, we got to go back to school. But in the evening, once we get to practice, it's all hard work. It's all hard work. No slacking, no jogging, nothing. We just go right back, get physical, and just do our best.
Speaking of school, what's your favorite subject to study in school?
PE.
Okay, yeah. Hey, I like that too. It's fun to play sports. Anything in the class? Any other classroom like math, history, science? Anything that grabs your attention?
I actually do like science. Science is one of my top subjects in school.
Yeah. What kind of science do you like?
Environmental. I love taking care of the environment.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's setting a great example, and so maybe you can set an example not just on the floor for your teammates, but off the floor too, and that's great to hear. Again, congratulations on the victory. Congratulations. Not often does a player coming off the bench win game MVP, but that's how big of a role that you had. And do you feel like that will give you some confidence knowing that you can step up? You put in, 8 points coming off the bench, had a huge third quarter. Does that give you some personal confidence?
That gives me the greatest boost, and it'll definitely affect how my play style will be. For the next couple of games.
What's the biggest adjustment going from football to basketball?
Conditioning. Hard to transfer into football conditioning to basketball.
Yeah, a lot of people, it's kind of overlooked, but you need to be very well conditioned, especially in this league. Well, Robby, congratulations on being our game MVP. Heck of a job coming off the bench, doing it not just on the offensive end, on the defensive end. And really, when you came in that third quarter, you might have ended up saving the game for the Vikings because that was at a pretty vulnerable spot with both of those guys coming out, and you were able to step up. So congratulations on the victory. Go celebrate with your teammates, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, that's Robby Lavata'i, the game MVP. Yeah.